Hi, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Our devotion for today, January 18th, 2021, is from the first letter of Peter, chapter 5, verses 1 through 5. So I exhort the elders among you, as a fellow elder and a witness of the suffering of Christ, as well as a partaker in the glory that is going to be revealed. Here Peter is addressing those who would serve the church in leadership roles, clergy and lay. And he is appealing to them as a leader as well, and specifically as one who personally witnessed the sufferings of Christ and understands the sufferings of leadership, and as one who will share in the glory that is going to be revealed on the last day, the glory of resurrection and of the inclusion into heaven, because his sins have been forgiven in Christ Jesus, just as their sins have been forgiven in Christ Jesus. Verse 2, shepherd the flock of God that is among you, exercising oversight, not under compulsion, but willingly, as God would have you, not for shameful gain, but eagerly. Peter reminds the leaders and the pastors of the church that they are shepherds of God's flock, and calls on them to exercise their leadership not under pressure or duress or an unwillingness to serve, but a willing heart that seeks God's will, not for shameful gain, but eagerly. What is shameful gain? I believe I see it on display in the TV evangelists who seek to own more than one house and a fleet of vehicles and a personal jet and to accumulate wealth at the proclamation of the gospel. The Kenneth Copelands and the Joel Osteens of this country, for example. I believe Peter would be disgusted, as I believe Jesus would be too. Verse 3, not domineering over those in your charge, but being examples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd appears, you will receive the unfaded crown of glory. Peter tells the leaders of the church not to be domineering over those they're given care of, but to be examples to them. What kind of examples? Well, remember the word shepherd, to love and to care for and to protect, even risking their own life for the flock. This is the way the chief or great shepherd, Jesus, cares for his church. Leaders in the church are not dictators. They are not tyrants. They are shepherds. And they know their flock and love their flock. And their flock knows them and loves them too and follows them. Likewise, verse 5, you who are younger, be subject to the elders. Clothe yourselves, all of you, with humility toward one another. For God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Peter now addresses congregants, those who are not in leadership positions in the church, imploring them to submit themselves to their leaders. Peter tells them to clothe themselves with humility toward one another, because God opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. Is this how congregants today behave? Do they submit themselves to their leaders? Do they treat one another with humbleness, with humility, with love? Is this how you, if you are not a church leader, is this how you treat your fellow congregants? And if you are a shepherd, do you treat those under your charge as Peter tells you you should in this text? Humility, respect, care, even putting your own life on the line for them. Go in peace. Serve the Lord.